Listen, beloved, not with your ears, but with your soul. Can you feel that there's been a soft stirring around you, a gentle shift in the atmosphere? Not loud, not demanding, but sacred, intentional, whispered from heaven straight into your spirit. This is not just another week. This is not just another Saturday. This is a divine countdown, a holy appointment written in a time long before you even knew how to dream. Because this Saturday, you will meet the one your soul has cried for. And heaven wants you prepared, not in panic, not in desperation, but in peace. Your angels have gathered. They're watching over you with wings shimmering in radiant anticipation. They've waited for this moment just as much as you have. They've wept when you did. They've guarded you when love tried to wound you. They've pulled you back when you were about to settle for less than you deserved. And now, finally, they have received clearance from heaven to tell you the truth. The one you've prayed for is on their way. Not someday, not far off. This Saturday. Yes, beloved, the portal opens now. Let me tell you something sacred. This meeting is not random. It is angel orchestrated. A divine convergence between two souls who have been healing, growing, waiting, not in vain, but on purpose. This is not about fantasy. This is not about desperation. This is about destiny. You've been crying out, God, when will it be my turn? Why do I feel so deeply? Why is love always pain? Heaven heard, and instead of answering with words, God answered with alignment. Here's what you need to understand. Every detail about this moment has been planned. The time, the place, the reason you're drawn to that event, the friend who randomly invites you, the sudden nudge to stop somewhere unfamiliar, even the delay in your morning routine. It's all been carefully, divinely calculated. Your angels have been clearing the path, adjusting calendars, stirring conversations, even altering the weather just so this union can unfold as written. This Saturday will not feel like magic to others, but for you, it will feel like home. Let's talk about where it may happen. The angels are showing me something soft and bright, a place of motion and light, where laughter lingers gently and nature plays quietly in the background. It could be a market full of colors and laughter, a bookstore where two souls reach for the same title, a peaceful cafe with warm sunlight pouring in, a community event, spiritual gathering, or small fair, a flower shop, a local park, or even an unexpected detour. Whatever it is, it won't be forced. It will feel familiar, and that's how you'll know. But the angels want you to understand something vital. This meeting is not meant to overwhelm. It may be a quiet conversation, a gentle smile, a moment where eyes meet and your spirit says, I know you. It won't be dramatic. It will be deep. You may not even fully realize what happened until later, but your heart will know instantly before your mind catches up. There will be signs. Here's what to watch for. A sudden stillness in your heart. Peaceful, warm, the feeling you've met them before, in another lifetime or a dream. Mirroring body language, as if your movements flow together. Repeating numbers like 111, 717, or 222 in the hours leading up to or during the moment. A strange but holy flutter in your chest, as if wings brushed against your heart. That, beloved, is your angel whispering. It's them. Don't question the signs. Don't doubt the peace. Just stay present. And here's the most beautiful truth. You are not the only one being prepared. Your soulmate? They've been getting ready too. Heaven has been working in their life, softening the heartbreak, healing old fears, removing the wrong people, and building the emotional courage to recognize and honor your love. They're not perfect, but they are ready, and they are seeking the same sacred love you've prayed for in the quiet night. You are not alone in this longing. They have been aching for someone like you too. So what should you do now? The angels gently offer 4 instructions. Get good sleep. Walk. Breathe. Your energy is easier to guide when you're grounded. Fear delays divine flow. Say out loud, I trust the angels to guide me. Pen a letter to your angels. Tell them what you're feeling. Ask for clarity. Written words, clear spiritual static. Not for others, but for yourself. Smiling shifts your frequency and says, I am open to joy. Angels are drawn to joy, and so is love. This meeting will not fix your life, but it will ignite your soul. You will remember things you forgot you needed. You will feel safe in ways you didn't know were missing. You will begin again without starting over. And that's the power of divine love. It doesn't rescue you. It awakens you. And this Saturday, awakening is coming. Beloved, we are now standing on the threshold. The winds of divine timing are at your back. The clock of heaven is no longer ticking. It is ringing. The veil between longing and reality is lifting. The love you've dreamed of is stepping into your world. And the moment is closer than you think. You will not need a sign that screams. You will not need fireworks or perfect conditions. Because this is not a performance. This is prophecy. Your soulmate will not arrive as a fantasy. They will arrive as truth. Simple, soft, real. And when it happens, you may feel an overwhelming peace, like exhaling a breath you didn't realize you've been holding for years. You might smile without meaning to. You might feel your chest expand, as if your soul suddenly has more room to breathe. Because it's not just a meeting, it's a remembering. So what will it feel like? Heaven says it will feel like standing in sunlight after a long winter, like hearing a familiar song you've never known the name of, like looking into someone's eyes and finding a reflection of your own strength and softness. And beloved, you will not be the only one feeling it. Your soulmate's spirit has been stirred. They've had dreams they couldn't explain, moments of sudden clarity, a restlessness that made them walk into a space they weren't planning to enter, all because heaven was positioning them for this intersection. You won't need to chase it. You won't need to force it, because angelic love flows. Maybe it starts with a smile, a shared glance over a coffee counter, a brief exchange of words in a bookstore, a stranger who turns and asks a question that feels strangely familiar. And the moment will stretch. Time will feel like it slows because eternity just walked into the room. Your angels want to give you these 7 signs that the moment is happening, a sudden, unshakable calm. You'll feel deeply present, even if you were nervous before. A gentle pull in their direction. You may feel magnetized without explanation. Repeated numbers 111, 717, 1212 on clocks, receipts, signs, or your phone. Mirroring. You both adjust your posture or move in sync without trying. Laughter or sound suddenly fades or becomes soft. The room seems to hush. A touch of warmth in your chest. A flutter that feels like wings against your heart. Spirituel déjà vu. You'll sense you've known this soul in some lifetime before. Heaven wants you to understand this. The moment doesn't have to be perfect to be divine. Don't overthink the interaction. Don't try to script it. Let it flow. Your soulmate might be shy. They may hesitate. They might walk away, only to return seconds later. That's okay, because God is not rushing this moment. He's rooting it. Angelic love doesn't explode, it awakens. You might talk for 5 minutes. You might talk for hours. You might exchange names or walk away with only a feeling. But whatever happens, the connection will continue beyond that moment. Heaven doesn't operate on human timelines. Some meetings bloom instantly. Others bloom slowly, but surely. What matters is not how it starts, but that you showed up. You said yes to the alignment. You stood where heaven placed you. And that's all God needs to move the rest forward. Let's pause here for something sacred. Close your eyes. Place your hand over your heart and say aloud, I receive the meeting heaven has prepared. I trust divine timing more than my fears. I allow love to come, not how I expect, but how God designed. And I welcome the soul who was made to recognize me. Let those words echo through your spirit. They are an invitation, and heaven always responds to invitations whispered with courage. Now, what happens after the meeting you might be tempted to doubt. You may replay the moment. You may wonder, was that really them? But heaven says, you'll know. Not in your mind, but in your body, your breath, your peace. The meeting will awaken something ancient in you. Not from this lifetime, but from every lifetime your soul has waited to be seen, to be held, to be chosen without fear. What unfolds after this moment is a divinely paced love story. Not a fantasy, but a foundation. A rhythm set by God, not by emotion, not by pressure, but by peace. Your soulmate might message you the next day, or you might run into them again in a week, or a mutual friend might reconnect you. The how doesn't matter. The who is already confirmed. Let the rest unfold. Your angels want you to stay in tune after the meeting. Here's how. Journal everything you felt. Look for confirmation in dreams, music, or repeated signs. Stay open. Don't shut down if fear knocks. Pray, but don't panic. Celebrate the shift, even if you don't have full clarity yet. And most importantly, don't try to make it happen. Let God grow it, because you're not walking into this alone. On Saturday, when you wake, when you look in the mirror, when you stand at the closet wondering what to wear, when you step into that place not knowing why you feel drawn there, your angels will be beside you, brushing your shoulder with reassurance, calming your nerves with gentle grace, winking at you through signs, songs, smiles, and perfect delays. They are walking with you into the scene they've waited lifetimes to see. You and your soulmate finally aligned. Beloved soul, what's about to happen after this meeting is far deeper than emotion. It's deeper than romance. It's not about status updates or butterflies. It's about remembrance. Because when your soulmate enters your life, they don't just bring affection. They bring alignment. This is the kind of love heaven designs to help you remember who you were before heartbreak tried to rewrite your worth. Let's speak truth now. This is not just a connection between two people. It's a divine mirror. When your soulmate looks at you, they will not just see beauty. They will see your becoming. They will hear the strength in your silence. They will feel the depth in your laughter. They will notice the courage you carry, even when you try to hide it. And here's the part that will surprise you most. You will see yourself clearly for the first time in a long time. Not the version others labeled, not the version life hardened, but the one heaven has always seen. The angels say, this love was never meant to fix you, because you were never broken. This love was sent to awaken you. And awaken, you shall. Your dreams will start returning. The parts of you that shut down, your creativity, your softness, your voice, will begin rising again, not out of survival, but out of safety. This is what happens when angelic love enters. You begin to speak without fear. You begin to trust without needing control. You begin to rest without waiting for something to go wrong. Let's talk about what this connection will awaken. You've called yourself too much or not enough for so long. But when you're seen through sacred eyes, those labels will begin to dissolve. They'll look at you and say the things you never heard but always needed. You're not hard to love. You don't need to hide your light. You were never too intense. You were always deep. You are not a burden. You are a blessing. And slowly, their presence will begin untying every knot shame ever wrapped around your heart. Yes, resurrection. Because there are gifts inside you that didn't die. They went into hiding. Art, writing, speaking, leading, singing, teaching, healing. You buried them beneath exhaustion, beneath years of maybe later. But divine love waters dormant seeds, and you'll begin to feel a stirring, a desire to create again, to build, to speak, to share your soul boldly, unapologetically. Because this connection was not meant to be private. It's meant to birth something that blesses others. This is the part the enemy tried hardest to make you believe you'd never feel again. Safety. Not the safety that comes from distance. Not the safety that comes from silence or shrinking. But the kind that says, you don't have to earn love here. You can fall apart and still be held. You can be celebrated, not just tolerated. Your softness will be protected, not exploited. That kind of safety heals on a cellular level. And it creates space for everything else in your life to flourish. And beloved, let's talk about laughter. Because love sent by heaven doesn't only bring peace. It brings joy. After years of tension, you'll laugh again freely. You make silly jokes, dance in the kitchen, feel alive in your body again. Not because someone made you whole, but because someone reminded you that you already were. And that is how heaven loves. Now here's what may happen next. Emotionally, you may feel afraid. You may want to push them away. You may question if you're worthy of this kind of connection. That is normal. That is the old version of you trying to survive a love that was never meant to hurt. But this is not that kind of love. This is the kind that waits, the kind that listens, the kind that builds slowly but deeply. If they're truly your soulmate, they won't rush you. They won't pressure you. They'll hold space for your soul to unfold. And in that sacred unfolding, you'll find home. Let me share what the angels are showing me, a moment in the near future. You're sitting with this person, maybe in a car, maybe on a bench, maybe over coffee. And something small will happen. They'll say something kind without thinking. They'll touch your hand when they laugh. Or they'll look at you a second longer than necessary. And in that moment, you will feel it. This is real. This is safe. I don't need to run anymore. That is when love becomes a sanctuary. Say this now, and let heaven hear it. I receive love that reminds me of who I am. I welcome the one who sees the real me. I release fear, comparison, and past wounds. I walk into this love not to be saved, but to be awakened. I choose to remember my worth. And I allow myself to be loved gently and fully. Because the greatest miracle isn't that your soulmate arrives. It's that when they do, you'll finally be able to say, I recognize myself again. Beloved soul, the miracle has begun. But now the miracle grows. Because this sacred union is not the end of your journey. It's the beginning of your purpose. Heaven never sends love just for comfort. Heaven sends love to activate you. And now, your relationship becomes more than a connection. It becomes a calling. You may have thought this was about romance. But the truth is it was always about alignment. Two souls, healed and chosen, coming together to reflect heaven to the world. Because your love isn't just for you. It's for others too. What you build together, what you speak, what you carry, it will ripple outward, healing others, inspiring others, breaking curses over generations, and raising the standard of what real spiritual love looks like. Heaven calls this kind of relationship covenantal. Covenantal love doesn't come and go based on feelings. It doesn't collapse under pressure. It's built on something deeper. Purpose, prayer, peace, power, you and your soulmate were not sent to merely be happy. You were sent to represent what holy love looks like on earth. The way you listen to each other, the way you give grace, the way you protect each other's softness. That will speak louder than any sermon. Let me show you how your love will begin to serve heaven's mission. People will feel safe around you, together. They'll come to you for advice without knowing why. Your presence will carry safety and spiritual warmth. You'll find yourself pouring encouragement into people who never saw healthy love modeled. They'll watch how you treat each other, how you pause to listen, how you cover each other in public. And they'll begin to believe that maybe real love exists after all. Your love will rebuild faith in people whose hearts were shattered by counterfeits. Whether it's a project, a business, a ministry, a creative work, or even a family. Your union will begin birthing things that carry eternal weight. You'll notice how easily your gifts flow when you're together. You'll finish each other's thoughts. You'll get divine ideas when you pray together. You'll feel clarity when you speak life into one another. That's not luck. That's spiritual synergy. When God puts two people together, it's never just so they can have fun. It's so they can multiply what heaven put inside them. That doesn't mean you'll never have disagreements. But the way you handle conflict will be different. Because now, you won't be fighting for pride. You'll be fighting for peace. You'll remember that the enemy is not each other, but anything that tries to steal your unity. And when you disagree, you'll learn how to pause, how to pray, how to say, we're on the same team. Let's figure this out together. That is the kind of love that lasts generations. Now, let me speak to something important. After the joy of the meeting, there may come a moment where you feel fear again. What if I mess this up? What if they change their mind? What if I lose them? But, beloved, listen carefully. This love is not fragile. This love was not built on perfection. This love was built in the presence of God. You will not ruin what heaven built through your old fears. You will grow together, and the angels will guard this connection like holy fire. Say this aloud. I release my fear of losing what was sent by God. I stop self-sabotaging what I prayed for. I choose to receive this love as a gift and a responsibility. I declare that my soulmate and I will not only love each other, but we will become a healing force on earth. Heaven receives that. The Spirit agrees with it. Your angels write it down. Let me show you a picture. You and your soulmate, walking side by side, not always holding hands, but always in step. One prays when the other feels weak. One holds peace when the other feels pain. One dreams out loud while the other believes in the vision. And together, you become unshakable. You become an example, a lighthouse, a testimony. Others will ask, "How did you find each other?" And you will answer, "We didn't. God led us." But the angels want to prepare you for this. With great love comes great stewardship. You will be called to protect your connection, to keep it sacred, to not expose it to people who won't understand it, to guard it from unnecessary comparison. Don't over-explain your peace. Don't justify your joy. Let it speak for itself. God will show you who can walk close and who must admire from afar. Not everyone is meant to handle the weight of holy love, and that's okay. So how do you protect what's divine? Pray together often. Speak affirmations over each other. Let forgiveness be quick and grace be abundant. Hold space, not grudges. Invite the Holy Spirit into your relationship regularly. Celebrate often. Laugh often. Rest often. Don't take yourselves too seriously, but take God seriously in how you honor one another. Because every time you protect each other, you're protecting something heaven assigned. One more thing, the more you grow together, the more your individual callings will flourish. You will be more yourself, not less, in their presence. They will not shrink your light. They will help you expand it. You won't have to choose between purpose and partnership. You'll begin to see that your partnership is part of your purpose. This is what it means to be in divine union. Not just lovers, not just friends, but partners in prophetic movement. Say this now and let it be your banner. We were sent to bless others through our love. We were assigned to reflect heaven through how we honor each other. We will not break under pressure. We will rise in purpose. And our love will become a sanctuary for the weary and a signal of what God can do. Because you're not just entering a relationship. You are stepping into divine covenant. And heaven smiles because your yes is shaking the gates of darkness and building something unshakable in its place.